Hello YouTube, you're watching Drone Dude, and today I am bringing you a review of the Nanuk 950 Phantom 3 hard case made by Plastic Case, and let's get to it. Okay, so what do you receive when you order your hard case? Well, first you'll find it in this big box at your doorstep. This is the shipping box for the Nanuk 950 hard case. And it's actually really nice. It's nicely labeled anyway. It shows you all the features there, so you can get right to it. Now, what you'll find inside of the case itself is a warranty information booklet and just a sheet right here showing the main features of the case and a couple stickers. Now, also right here, which is probably the coolest thing that they've included with this case, is this nice 3-digit padlock. It's actually, I looked at it in the case and or in the packaging, and I was kind of thinking, oh, it's just a cheap lock that they included. But it's actually nicely weighted, and it's pretty easy to set. Obviously, all that information is on the packaging itself, but I'm glad they included this. And it actually fits really well into the stainless steel part for the lock right there, and it just locks right up. So that is nice of them to include that. So let's go ahead and discuss some of the specifications of this case. Well, what you're getting is a obviously shock resistant case, meaning this is great for travel. If you're going somewhere that's off the beaten path a little bit and you want to take your drone somewhere, this is the case to do it in. Now, this is also a water resistant case, so what they've said is it's resistant in 3 feet of water for 30 minutes, so whether that means it's resistant in 6 feet of water for 15 minutes, I don't know, but you won't have to worry about strolling this through a puddle or even dropping it in a small amount of water. Okay, now also it's got an automatic pressure release valve, so this automatically releases the pressure within the case itself, so you don't blow up anything, batteries, etc. I'm also going to take this time to mention that there are 2 different versions of this case. This is the wheeled version, and this is the Nanuk 950. However, they do make a just carrying case version of this. That is the Nanuk 945. They both have the same carrying capacity, but they do not have, the 945 does not have wheels anyway. So let's go ahead and look at some of the physical features on the outside of the box itself, or package. This is the carrying handle. There are 2 carrying handles, one on the front side and one on the right side. And it's actually kind of cool. They actually lock into place when you push them down. You can hear that. It's a really sturdy click. And then you simply grab it and pull it up to unclick it from that position. That's good for storage. You know, it's not going to move about. And it also is kind of a quality feeling as well. So, when you want to access the contents of the case, you will need to open it. And to do so, you have 2 clamps right here, obviously, to close the case and keep it watertight. So the way these work is, I was actually kind of a little bit confused at first. I tried to pull up on them, and I was like, why isn't it pulling up? It's very simple. There's these little plastic tabs right here on the case itself and on the lock, and you will pull down on that tab and then lift up on the bottom of the latch there, and you'll see it comes unlatched, and then you'll just pop the top down. If you do it quickly, the top will automatically kind of pop down like that, and your case is ready to be opened. So once you have your case unlocked, there is a hinge system, which is, I think it provides for a little bit more of a quality feeling. However, it might be annoying to some. I like it. But when you open this up, you'll get resistance at about this point. So it's resisting my motion right here. And you can push it past that resistance, and it just will open up like so. I don't know exactly why they did that, but I like the feeling of it, and it's good. So there's actually lots of storage in this case. It supports room for up to 5 batteries. However, there's actually 5 battery slots in here that are designated battery slots. However, there are a couple more places that you could fit batteries. If you wanted to, you could probably get 7 or 8 batteries in here with extra slots. It's got a great remote slot right here for your remote, fits quite well. Obviously, the Phantom is secured right in the middle. I've got my charger over here, and we'll get into how everything packs in there in a little bit. So there are two different kinds of materials really inside of the case. On the bottom we have the tough foam for keeping everything secure, and on the top we have a soft foamy layer, and it's very padded. Now with the foam on the bottom, it's very tough, very secure, and very tight, especially with the batteries and the Phantom in there. There's really not much movement whatsoever. However, I did notice that if you do reuse slots with your batteries, and I'm sure other things very frequently, they do get a slightly bit worn around the area that you use, but that's to be expected. Okay, so now let's get on to the important part, how to properly store stuff in your case. Well, the case does come with several slots for many things. The first thing that we're going to talk about is mobile devices. Obviously, you will likely need a mobile device of some kind to activate your DJI Phantom's pilot app, and obviously you'd be using something like an iPad mini or an iPad Air 2 or any Android device. These slip in very easily. There's a designated iPad mini slot that's actually the exact width of the iPad mini, and then in the back it's actually rather hidden, which I found kind of annoying at first. There's actually a slot in the back that's just about the width of an iPad Air 2. Fits right in there, but it seems to wobble about a bit. And actually, if you push the iPad Air 2 all the way to the back of the case and push down, it actually will sink down into the case. And it's actually a small little slot for your iPad device. So next thing is we have batteries here. This is the standard DJI Phantom battery. Now I'll take this time to mention that this case will also support the DJI Phantom 2 Vision Plus, and obviously the Phantom 3, of which it's made for, and it will support the batteries just the same. So we're going to go ahead and stick the Phantom battery in there, and it fits very snugly and very nicely into the case. Okay, the next thing you'll want if you're going anywhere is the charger. Now, I found the best place to fit the charger is actually over here in the far right side. There's a good slot for the charger, and it fits in there nice and snug, which is good. And then we have the remote controller. Now, before putting the remote controller in the case, you'll want to fold up the remote controller into its proper position. So you want to make the antennas flat, and then also you'll want to retract the iPad holder. So we can go ahead and take that, and there's actually a perfectly designated slot for that as well, and you slip it in and it fits nicely. And then we have the Phantom. So with this, it's a little bit different. So there's an included foam block on the bottom of the case, and this you obviously can pull out. So the best recommendation for actually fitting the Phantom in this case is go ahead and put the gimbal clamp on the Phantom before you put it in the case. And then instead of lowering the Phantom into the case with the foam block at the bottom, instead just take the foam block, pop it on the camera on the Phantom, take the Phantom, and you'll actually want the propellers to be relatively horizontal and also parallel to each other like so. And you're going to go ahead and take the Phantom and pop it down into the case. Now, one thing you'll notice are these little foam bits that are sticking up here. These are actually very useful, and the reason is because you can keep the props on with your Phantom in the case, so you don't have to reinstall the props each time you take it out. That's a really great feature. And what these little foam bits do here, and I can kind of pull them out a little bit, as you can see, what this does is keep the props in one place while it's traveling. So you just take the props, lift it over the foam, and just kind of set it down in there, lift them up a little bit, and make sure it's nice and secure. The props aren't going anywhere, and you're pretty much good to go. So at this point, we have just about everything you'd need to go out on an average flight. You can also stick other things in this slightly larger hole right here, and then also you might want to put props over here, or you could even put a small dog right in that bit of the case. And that's nice because if you need a stuffed animal while flying the Phantom 3, you've got it. But seriously guys, this is a very large section to store stuff in your case. Okay, so now that we have everything properly installed into our case, we can simply pull our case down. Now you'll notice that there is the hinge again, and it does kind of want to stop it there. You just pull it past that hinge and it will fall down, and you're just going to want to push the top of the case down, and then the clamps or locks, you're going to lift up on the bottom, and this will go over the top of the case, and you're just simply going to pull down on the tab that you pulled up on to open the case, and it will lock in place. Same on the other side. And everything is secure, waterproof, and shockproof, ready to go. So now that we have everything packed up, another great feature about the 950 version of this case is it's ideal for travel because it basically becomes another piece of luggage. It's got roller wheels, which are very nice, very little friction in them, which is great for rolling. And then we also have on the top a handle, as you would find on a standard luggage case. There's a plastic button on top. You'll click that down and you just pull the handle out, and you're ready to start rolling it along the ground wherever you go. So now that we've discussed basically how to transport your case, I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit of my experiences with this case, as I have had it for a little bit. I actually got the chance to take this case to the beaches in North Carolina and have good fun with it. Well, the first thing was it's extremely rugged. So, I mean, just pop it in the back of the car, not have to worry about it, and just drive, what, 6 hours? Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, once we got there, unloaded the case. The carrying handle is great. The case is a bit heavy if you have it fully loaded, but then the great thing is once you take it out of the car, you can just put it on the ground, you can extend the handle, and just take it with you wherever you plan to go. In this case, it was to the hotel room, and that was all good. And then once I decided to take it to the beach, that was interesting. We got up very early in the morning, and we actually took the case out and rolled it down the hall and everything, got it out, rolled it up the deck through a puddle of water, which was, whatever. But by the time we got to the sand, obviously you're not going to be able to roll this thing through the sand. Just put that back and grab the handle and carried it out to the shore. And then one thing that actually I do really like about this case is in places where you can't normally take off, let's say a really rocky area, a really sandy area in this case, this can act as a great takeoff and landing pad. And I actually had to use it for that with the Phantom on this occasion, because there was no good surfaces, and salt water and sand in your Phantom do not mix very well. Anyhow, we opened it up, pulled the Phantom out, got everything set up, closed it up, pop the Phantom on there, you're ready to fly. This is actually, it worked really well as a base platform, took off, landed. Wouldn't recommend doing that if you don't have a lot of experience with flying the Phantom, or if you're in a lot of wind. It was really windy at one point on the beach, and I got myself pretty scared because I was having trouble getting this thing to touch down on here. Thankfully there was a brief moment where there wasn't a gust of wind and I got it down. But always be cautious if you are taking off and landing from a platform this small. So if you do happen to have a Phantom 2 or a Phantom 3 and you do travel a lot, a case like this would be a big important thing to have when you are traveling. You don't have to worry about the people carrying the luggage to the plane, throwing it around. It's a hard case, it's sturdy, you can be confident about air travel, but also you can be, you have an extra landing platform, and even just general storage, you know that your Phantom is safer. I usually keep my Phantom on my dresser. However, what I've been doing actually now is just keeping it in the case, because why not? It's very sturdy, and it works very well. So I suppose I'll go ahead and hit you with pricing. The Nanuk 950 case, which is this case, it's the wheeled case, is $290, and then the non-wheeled version, the 945 case, is $250. So you get what you pay for. If you're traveling a lot, you have a Phantom, you need something strong to store it in, this is an excellent option. So guys, I want to personally thank David from Plastic Case for sending me this case to review. I also want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in this case, I'll have links in the description of my video. If you are interested in looking at my website, you can go to dronedude.org. And also, if you're interested in joining my Facebook group, there's a lot of Phantom 3 owners in there and other drone users that are good to talk to and really nice people. So feel free to join that. I'll also have a link for that in the description of the video. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.